Hi everybody, welcome to the Order of Narvosc mini-series. This is Unmasked Episode 1. I hope you enjoy. Welcome to the last city, Sydonea. The year is 30 AV, 30 years after the virus incident. The streets of Sydonea are currently empty, or so it seems. Construction is always underway to better the life of those living here, and to protect the citizens from the darkness that lurks outside the sphere. The light blue of the sphere encasing Sydonea provides dim light as the early morning fog slowly drifts in through the streets. A few lights are slowly starting to illuminate some windows. But our journey begins in a small council room made of stone. It's cold, and the room has no windows. A drow woman is leaning over a hoard of maps. Her white porcelain mask that resembles a crow is resting on top of her head as she points to specific spots on a map. Specifically, points on that map that are southeast, past the mountain ranges that house the wizarding school as Aurora. This meeting is extremely important as multiple members of the High Table are here. And around the table are a snake mask, a wolf mask, a raven mask, and 3 others. Base, would you like to describe your character?
My character wears the mask of a Mandril, which is like a larger ape, the ones that have the very bright red and blue faces and very long teeth. And the mask looks like that, though just porcelain white. Very tall in stature. He's currently wearing the mask, so you can't really tell much about what his features are, but if you look through the eye holes, you can see a little bit of green skin, and deduce that he's an orc, unless you already know him. Very solemn, standing straight up, arms crossed, paying very close attention.
And as you're paying close attention, you see the woman with the crow mask. Her skin is gray with just the slightest bit of blue. And as she's pointing, she looks at each of you, and her eyes are this molten silver color. And when she's not pointing at something directly or has something in her hands constantly move as she is talking both to you and with her hands. And Plum, would you like to describe your character?
Adrina is, she is like a 5'6"-ish, just kind of like your normal slender build. She's currently wearing a white bat mask, and through the eye holes you would see a pair of golden eyes, and probably some like grayish, lightly purple, mainly grayish skin. And she has a cloak on with the hood up, and she is most likely standing next to Crow, paying very close attention to whatever Crow is saying and doing with their hands.
And Bex, what is your character doing?
She is probably listening closely, probably standing on something to help her see over the table in her short, under gnome form. She's probably only 4 foot. She's got a white canary mask with blue feathers that come up behind the ears, and through the eye holes are blue eyes.
I love how short she is. But as Crow continues talking with her hands and pointing to the map, she looks at each person in the room, and you notice the snake mask that is directly across from her stands very tall, arms crossed, very lean. And you can tell they have this very dark, long, beautiful hair and honey-colored eyes as they just listen to the conversation and give a slight nod every once in a while. The wolf and the raven are standing next to each other. Some legends say when you see a wolf and a raven together, it's good luck. The wolf, you see a pair of purplish eyes and a gray skin tone that has just the lightest hint of purple. She doesn't say anything as she is taking in what is being said, but she holds herself in a way of power. And standing next to her is Raven. You see a pair of grayish eyes, tan skin, and these dark blue feathers, dark blue wings that protrude from his back that have like the intricate designs of gold, almost like inlaid on each feather. Crow takes a deep breath. Narvosc is struggling with keeping the rip closed. We need to send reinforcements to him, and we have chosen you to help. If we can get this rip closed, maybe we stand a chance at a normal life again. But he is unable to keep this closed by himself. And then she points on this map. He's in Ashenward. And that's pretty far away, but it would be the greatest service if you could help us get this rip closed. And maybe we can figure out why we have been separated from everyone. And as you look at this map, you see Sydonea northwest, and she is tracing a direct route across the mountain range through Aurora to the southeast. But on this map, the area around Ashenward has been darkened, and it looks like it is spreading outwards.
Would we know that darkened area? Or like why that area is darkened?
Adrina would know that's ground zero.
Okay.
Do we know any other context around what she said so far? Like, said why we're cut off. Do we know that we're cut off? Do we know who we're cut off from?
Would you ask?
I would ask if we don't already know, yes. Can you give us any more detail?
She looks you over, and your character is currently 15 years of age, correct?
Yes.
Before our world was like this. There were other countries, other people that we could connect to. And we haven't been able to do that since. We don't want this information getting out just yet. Because if the public knew, they might try to run towards the border, but we know we can't get through. And it's a dangerous road to get there. We're trying to clear these roads so that way we don't have to worry about this impeding darkness anymore.
When do we leave?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that this is a long journey, as the path is going to take at least 3 weeks to get there. And then 3 weeks back. That is if you hit nothing to stop you on your way. And she looks at Tili. And I'm so sorry I'm pulling you away from your little ones.
no. I'll have to find them nice little things to bring them back.
I really hope that there's something nice.
And we'll just have to make something nice.
And she's got a look of a mother. And like you can just tell like she doesn't like having to ask this. I would go if I could, but I have been counseled to stay here.
Well, you can count on us. We've got the plan laid out. You know the way. We can get this done.
Crow gives Adrina a very just long look. Gives a nod. You know the path through the mountains. Go the safest way possible.
Of course.
And then you hear the one with the dark blue wings just kind of ruffle his feathers.
And what makes us so certain that when this rip is closed, that we can go back to normal? What if that rip there's just so many questions here. What if the rip is of Narvosc doing? He hasn't been here in 30 years. He's just been there. It hasn't stopped yet.
I know Narvosc, and I know that he is doing anything in his power to make sure that we are safe. He has been my friend for many years. You hear Snake just lean up against a wall as he slowly made his way back. To me, it just sounds like he's incompetent.
But we won't know for sure until we get there. We need to figure out what he needs, what's going on. And I think our answers lie there.
Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Adrina will just nod.
Snake just tilts his head and just watches.
And where will you be?
My duty is here.
Have I met Snake before today?
Roll a d20. If you get evens, yes. Odds, no.
First roll.
I got a 5.
You have not met Snake before, but the way Snake holds himself, very high up in the order. And this is a very important meeting, so probably a member of the High Table.
I've changed my mind on what I want to say.
Very exciting.
It's exciting, dangerous. Let's keep that in mind.
Right. But we get to see the mountains. That's exciting.
They are quite a sight. Very beautiful.
Quite big. But my little legs can keep up.
Well, are there any other questions that you have for me?
We need to contact you if we find out anything. Will we be able to?
She's going to pull out a sending stone and hand it to you. And she holds the other one.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yes, please keep me updated on if you all are safe.
Yeah. Righto.
She gives you a little salute back.
To confirm, travel to the rip, close the rip, return.
That is the hope. But Narvosc is struggling with that rip. I don't know. I can't send messages over long distances or things like that. I don't have that kind of magic, so I only get what he is able to send when he has the power to do so. I don't know what you're walking into.
When's the last time you heard from him?
Heard from him twice since everything happened. And the first was when the virus hit. And he told me to get out of Es Aurora and go as far as I could.
And what was the second one?
2 days ago, he said he couldn't keep the portal closed, couldn't keep the rip closed. And that if it continued, we'd get sucked in.
Oh.
Is there a need to wait till morning? This sounds urgent.
If you are prepared to leave now, it's... Well, I won't tell you to not go now. But I thought you might want to make preparations.
I just glance at the other two and try to read them.
Well, I do need to say goodbye to my family.
Would you be willing to go today? After you say goodbye?
If it's what needs doing.
Above table. We're going by mount, or is this like a walking trip?
You do have mounts, and it's the same way as Narvosc. They're sitting in in the stables, waiting for their owners to show up.
Okay. And we have crystals?
You do have crystals.
Cool.
Is the activation word the same?
The activation word is Hephthine.
I imagine they might need time to get us prepped with rations. It's a long journey. 6 weeks total. It's a lot to carry.
I could have you set up within the next 2 hours if you wish to go today.
Is that enough time for you, Canary?
We can make it do.
And if you would rather have the night.
I think it'd be harder the longer it is.
Well, it sounds like we're in agreement. We leave today.
I'll start getting everything prepped for you. And Crow just lingers on Adrina for just a little bit longer, and then, without saying anything, signs something. And Adrina knows what she is signing. Be safe. I love you. Please be careful. I am really worried.
Adrina, she'll sign back. Don't worry. We'll be fine. I love you. I love you. We'll come back.
And she nods and then starts walking towards the other masks that are in the room. We have preparing to do. So let's go. And she leads them out the door, leaving the three of you in here with a bunch of maps and a round table, no windows, fully made of stone.
It's a big trip.
The last 3 weeks won't matter if we don't do the first 3 right.
Oh. So serious, I guess. Oh. Then we have to do it right then.
Just a long gaze.
Optimist, pessimist, got it.
Personality, no personality.
We're gonna do great. They picked the best, obviously.
Of course. Only the best for this trip. You guys have been doing well.
Right in Narvosc.
Yes. He is very kind.
Have you met him?
Several times.
Oh.
This was back before the outbreak.
Oh. That's cool. Do we take these maps with us, or do we need them, or do we know where we're going?
Well, I've taken the path before. So if you trust me to lead the way, we can...
Yep.
Or we can take the map just in case.
I'm okay either way.
Have we been this far before? Or have maybe different answer for different people?
It's a different answer for different people. But for the most part, you are not sent on missions out past that mountain range.
Perhaps we take the maps just in case anything may have changed.
You know, in case something happens to me, it's probably smarter to do that. And Adrina will take that map that Crow was looking at, hold it up.
You're able to take that map, and when you do, roll me a perception check.
Perception. And I'm in a dark room.
Hey, y'all, drow stuff.
21.
With a 21, as you are moving the map, you see a scroll that is bound with a wax seal of the high table. And on the outside, upcoming prisoners.
Should probably look at it for a minute. Maybe like cock an eyebrow. But she won't say anything about it. And she won't do anything with it.
And you all are able to get that map. Are you all staying in this section, or are you heading out?
Heading out.
Yeah, heading out.
Yep.
All right. You all are able to head out that door, and there's only one door in this area. And when you head out, you immediately see a staircase that goes up. And then you start taking the staircase up, and you end up in a very elaborate setup room that has been newly constructed. You are behind little half walls where order members come and get their instructions every morning. The floor is so dark that you couldn't tell what kind of liquid was spilt on it. It's got a little bit of a gold inlay. There is a skeleton clock on the very far back wall. And in the center, there is a giant blue crystal. And it just lets off a little bit of electricity that lights up the room every once in a while when it's darker and no one's in here. and you all are able to make your way out from behind these little half walls where some clerks are starting to get set up, and they are completely in white robes, white mask, white hood. No facial features can be seen as the unknowns get ready to give their deliverables to the next set of order members that come through for the day. Where are you all headed?
Home.
Should we meet here in a few hours at the stables? What do you prefer?
I'm good with whatever.
Probably smart to meet at the stables.
Agreed.
See you there? There she goes off.
Alrighty. And we're going to follow Tili home. Where is Tili's home? What does it look like?
In the underground, in one of the lower tiers, probably 6 or 7. It's just kind of a little cramped, ramshackled shack that is kind of just a bunch of recycled wood and debris that is found. Probably 2 or 3 rooms inside, but it's cozy and warm and comfortable inside.
And when you walk in, Dev looks like he is at your little kitchen section, and he's making breakfast for the 2 little ones that are like running around his legs at the moment, as they are just really, really excited. And you see their like heads whip around when Mom opens the door. Mommy, mommy, and they just run. And like one grabs one leg, the other one grabs the other, and they like just hold on as both Hero and Mally are latched on to their mom.
And I'll shuffle walk in and close the door.
And Dev is just stirring this pot. I'm trying to make oats today, and I don't think I make it as well as you do, but I'm trying. Hopefully the kids don't hate it. I hope you don't hate it. But we have, and he kind of puts a little bit of oats in a bowl, and he tries to like spruce it up a little bit with any herbs or anything you might all have. And as the kids are holding onto your legs, he just hands out a bowl with a old and like wooden spoon in it.
I'll take it.
You don't look happy.
Well, going on a mission that's going to be a little bit a big one. 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
At the least.
He looks down at the kids. We can have fun while Mommy's away. We'll find something entertaining to do. We'll make the time pass.
And I'll bring back lots of fun things that I find from over the mountain range.
Over the mountain range? You go over the mountain?
Mm-hmm.
What? How big is a mountain?
I actually don't know. I've never seen one. But I will tell you all about it when I get back. With all my new trinkets, and all my new songs. And tell you all about the place called Esarora.
Ebawara.
Yep, you nailed it. First try.
And you see Hero just kind of like bobbing, and Mally is just like looking up like, are mountains as tall as you?
Taller.
Taller?
They're like thousands of me.
And it just breaks her brain. She's trying to picture thousands of mummies stacked on top of each other, and they haven't quite let go. They're still looking up from like holding you on the legs. But
Just gonna sit down in the middle of the floor with them.
and they just start like running circles around you, and then one of them like just kind of falls and flaps like right into her lap and just kind of like looks up, as they are super freaking cute. And Dev looks worried as he just looks at the kids, looks at you, looks at the kids. We can find something else if we have to. We can find something to get the money in the house. I can pick up a second job. 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we've already tried the multiple job situation.
Maybe I didn't work hard enough.
You worked very hard, barely slept. I can talk to the masks, see if they can send the money while I'm gone that I earn.
I'm more concerned for you.
Yeah, be okay. I have a team with me. I have a steed. I have my music. I have my book of poetry. And my memories of you.
He sits down on the floor with you and the kids, and he just grabs her face and rubs his fingers across her cheeks and just gives her a really deep kiss. And he just continues to hold her face while the kids are going, ew, not now, as they are like, and they just kind of like go somewhere else for a bit, and then they're just kind of like peeking around a corner like, are y'all done? As like he just very tenderly holds her face. I'll do what I can here. But please come back. Please be safe.
Yes. He'll rest her forehead on his.
And he just nuzzles into it. And you get the sense like Tili hasn't been set on a long mission this long. And he's got like just these nervous vibes.
Mm-hmm.
As he is very worried about his wife.
Yeah.
But he just holds her face, rests his forehead to hers, caresses her cheeks. And while that is happening, where did Mandril go?
So we walk out into the sort of main chamber there, I guess, and then is the city the layout that it is in the future? Stable, same area, all of that?
Yeah, so it's like a smaller scale of that. So you still see, it's not as big as what you all are used to in the future, but there's a tree that's starting to grow in the corner of the courtyard. It looks like they're building some new shops along the way. And you see a little sign that says bar. And then there's a little sign outside of it, the bar. New name to come, haven't figured it out yet.
Okay. I would make my way to the area that the stables are in. And then are there any buildings like homes or anything nearby there?
The stables is pretty close to the main gate. So there aren't many homes out in this area, but what are you specifically looking for?
Something to get on top of.
You can get on top of the stables.
The stable. Okay, how tall are they?
The stables are probably the first floor, let's say 20 feet up.
Okay. As Mandril gets closer, I break into a light jog, and then after a bit of a running start, he completely leaps on top of them and sits down and watches for the other two.
And you're able to sit there. And as you sit there and watch, you see some Order members starting to make their way to the stable. And then a few of the citizens are kind of waiting at the gate, waiting for the group of Order members, the group of Reapers that will leave this morning. You hear them whispering to each other, and a couple of people, a couple kids. I want to be like that when I grow up. That is so cool. And then a few of the other ones are like adults. How long do you think this is going to last? Why can't we go back to normal yet? And they just kind of talk amongst themselves as Order members start to get on their horses and lining up outside of or inside of the gate, waiting for sun to rise. And as soon as the sun rises, the gate opens and the Order members file out. And you see the citizens just watching as the last one leaves, and then once the last one leaves, they kind of disperse and go about their daily business in Sydonea.
So it's early then. Yeah, I'll just wait quietly until I see signs of either Adrina or Tili.
And where did Adrina go?
It's very, very quickly. What kind of preparations do we normally get?
Preparations, you mean like what is included on your mounts when you leave?
Yeah.
You usually get your rations, which is something small but something filling. So it doesn't take up a lot of weight for you. You usually get some kind of health potions to go with it. Being a mask, you are provided each with, or you will be provided each with, 4 greater potions of healing. And then you are given 2 crystals each. It's typically the preparations you were given.
Okay. I think Adrina would probably make her way to the underground on the 2nd tier where she lives and just kind of gather up her stuff, make sure she has everything she needs, grabs her bow, her arrows. And she would probably just kind of lazily make her way back. Just take in the city before she goes. You know, just kind of give pleasant greetings as she passes by. And just kind of take her time and head over to the stables.
And as you are given pleasantries and making your way, you see a younger woman kind of paddling her way towards you and trotting. Her wings have been bamfed out. She has brown and orange wings. Bat. Hi. And you know this is Siper.
Siper?
I'm really excited. Do you have any updates on my mask at all?
It's in the process. Would you like to know the animal?
Can I?
Just act surprised when you get it, okay?
Okay.
It's a lion.
Like you see her feathers just ruffle and she like flaps them a little bit and she comes a little bit off the ground as she's excited. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so excited. Ah! Are you
I'm excited.
Oh, what were you going to
I'm
say?
excited for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am very excited. I want to. I really want to be like you and like Crow, and I'm excited.
You will be. You will be.
Okay.
Just focus on your training
Mm-hmm.
and remember our mission. And you'll be good to go. You'll be joining the ranks. And then, next mission, it could be you and me.
Ah! And she just like and then she gives you a look up and down. Are they sending you out?
Yes, I will be gone for 6 weeks at the minimum.
Oh, that's a long one.
Yes, it is very long indeed. We will be heading over the mountains. Just doing some reconnaissance.
Well, I wish you the best on finding whatever it is that you're sent out to find. And
Thank you.
whenever you get back, we'll get to go on missions. And that'll be great.
Yes, exactly. I'm looking for, you know what? I will put in a word with Crow. And your first mission will be with me.
She does, like you see her wings flap and then they fold neatly tucked as she straightens her back up and she holds her head up high. And she gives like a happy nod.
Well, I gotta get going. We're leaving today. But again, you focus, okay?
Will do. I'll go to do my spear training now.
Perfect. And then she'll just kind of rub her head, like a kind of big sister type of way. And
Blood red across her cheeks. And she's like,
and then she'll give her one last smile before she turns away, and she'll walk, then turn around and like wave again, and then head back to the stables.
she taps her heels, gives you a little salute, and then turns around and starts heading somewhere else as you make your way to the stables.
Do I see a mandrel sitting on the roof?
Is Mandril trying to be sneaky about it?
No, I think he's sort of like the best I can think of is he's like emo sulking on the roof, just sort of looking and waiting. But you would see him. He'd stand out, particularly in daylight.
Okay.
So you see sulking Mandril on top of the roof as you make your way to the stables. And before we get into the stables, Tili,
She'd probably spend like every minute she could with her family, just trying to just be light and cheery with them.
kids like books. So they really enjoy like these tiny little children's books y'all have been able to like gather over the last few bits as they are still little. And Dev is reading a little book to them, like still sitting as close as he can to Tili.
We'll read it together.
Will you give us more books at the Elevora?
Well, it is a college, think, right? It's a college. So I think they have books there. I'll do my best.
You hear that, hero? We're getting books!
They'll squeeze them all so tight, kiss their heads.
And Dev gives Tili a hug where like the kids are kind of squished in the middle, and he just wraps his hand around her back and like hand in her hair and just gives her like the tightest squeeze. And then just holds her face as he pulls back. Be safe.
I'll see you soon.
And then we'll have a little celebration when Mummy gets back, right?
A big one.
A big celebration when Mummy gets back, right? And the kids are just, yeah, party!
Some music.
With some awesome music, hero. And Hero gives a nod and like kind of like jumps back and forth.
Then she'll leave.
And Dev and the kids keep the door open, and the kids just like do the little wave as they watch their mom leave. And he just does a little kiss towards her.
Why did I make a family in D&D? She'll probably go to a corner and just cry for a little bit. And then she'll head up top.
Crying is a free action.
She uses that free action.
And you are able to just kind of like let the tears out in a corner. No one bothers you as you make your way up towards the stables. And you see Adrina walking up with an emo sulking Mandril on top of the barn.
Hey, what's up?
Hi!
I was just kidding. I was just being emo. I don't think he would say that. He'd probably just like slink down off the roof and meet up with them.
She would be, hi! It's a great day for a start of an adventure.
We
Sure
just saw
is.
each other. But yes.
Okay.
And you all are able to make your way into the stable.
He's like, try not to be offended. Okay.
And once you walk in, you all know where your mounts are. Would you all like to describe what your mount looks like?
I have a donkey.
You totally can have a donkey.
A light gray donkey.
He does a noise when you come in.
Adrina would have a bigger horse, a Shire horse. Has mainly black with a white stripe down the middle of its face, and white hooves like it's wearing socks. And with the Shire horses, they have like plumes of hair around their ankles, and they're just more luscious. And yeah, that's Adrina's mount.
And Mandril.
I don't know horses well, but what's the horse that's like a brown chestnut color, but it fades into like black at the hooves?
At the
What are those
hooves?
called? Yeah.
That's not really a certain breed. Like if it's fading into the rump, that's like an Appaloosa.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know.
There's
I
a
have
Dutch
pictures of
warm
what they
blood
call
that
it.
looks like.
A buckskin. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, buckskins are like the butterscotch with the black mane.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be what
It's not very
is.
goth though.
It's not goth. but it's painted black. No.
Do.
So
You're
it would
just
be
sitting
like-
there.
It's not a phase. But no, it would be a buckskin on the larger side, but nothing really. What's the word? Nothing really special about it beyond that. There's no like distinguishing marks or features or anything.
You have a spirit horse. But you all are able to get your mounts. Do they have names?
Adrina will walk over to her mount and just very lightly pat the side of his neck. Go, hey, Shadow.
And he just nuzzles into it and gives like that deep hoarse neigh.
And she'll reach into her pocket and pull out a couple sugar cubes.
You see him he's very elegant. He kind of gives like the side eye and then looks at you like, mine?
She'll give a little nod.
And he will then take it once he gets the nod of approval.
Such a good boy.
Tili will go over to Chester.
And he's doing that happy donkey noise. Like when they get really excited.
Yeah. Mouth wide open.
He is the loudest in here. But he's
That she just,
excited.
Gently closes his mouth and then just reps his face.
And it just looks like he's got this little grin as the teeth kind of show as his little mouth's moving. And he's just excited.
My baby boy, Chester.
And what would Mandril name his mount?
Spirit.
I'm not sure what he would name his mount. I think he would name it horse. He would refer to it as horse, and put it that way.
Alrighty. You all are able to get Chester, Horse, and Shadow out of the barn. And you notice people are making way for you. People who work for the Order. Let the mask through. Let the mask through. And is there anything you want to do as you're walking out?
Adrina will just be giving little nods to people as she passes by. She's done this so many times. So she's just walking, appreciating everyone's work.
Lily's pulling out her lute and playing music. She's not casting calm emotions, but that's kind of what she's pouring into it. Is to try to calm people down. It's just kind of a little soothing.
Roll me performance.
Hey. 34?
34?
Yeah.
Nice. I think everybody's eyes just went, what?
She's got a plus 15 to performance and rolled a 19.
Nice. Yeah, so you start playing this calming tune, and you can see the rigid shoulders of the soldiers and the people guarding the gate just kind of relax a little bit. They're still making their way out of the way for you all, since you are of very high prestige to them. You outrank them a lot. So they're trying to still be, according to rules and regulations, but they do relax a lot, and you can tell it in their eyes. They don't have that tight look. It just kind of their face relaxes.
Does Mandril relax?
funny enough, actually, I rolled a charisma save. I couldn't have gotten a 34 though. I got a natural 1. So I would say while he still keeps that very solemn demeanor going, there's a noticeable drop in relaxation in his normally tense shoulders.
Yay! Yay!
But he's not nodding his head. Definitely not.
Oh no, it's not.
Maybe a
It's
little
not a
bit.
headbanger. No, it's a soothing banger.
Banger, that's my horse's name.
Mm.
And you all are able to make your way through the gate. And as you do, you hear some of the guards. Best wishes to the masks. Bring us back to normalcy. As they send you off with a farewell, good greeting, and like this tiniest bit of hope that maybe the masks will actually fix what's going on this time. And as you pass through the sphere, you all get that little buzz because you all have order pins. These, you know, are not used for communication. They are just to give like a status report going through the sphere. It's a very new type of technology that they have created. But you all are able to head out. And as you all do, you know that it's best to move during the day when the sun is up, because for some reason, whatever this thing is doesn't like sunlight. So typically they leave you alone. And your first week is getting through into Es Aurora. So you pass through these lightly dense forests and then make your way towards the mountain range, and the mountain range starts to get steeper. Adrina, roll me survival.
Dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, you are able to find the pathway that makes going up into these mountains a little easier. It's more flattened. It's a way through. You know the old path to get through to the wizarding school. And this is the old path to your old home.
Noticing that she'll just kind of... She'll tilt her head and just kind of get a little lost in the memories of what used to be. Thinking about home with her mom, her grandfather growing up.
And Adrina would know if you would like, this is a place you could stay for one of your nights going through.
Oh. She would definitely take advantage of that.
So you are able to make your way through this mountain range towards, and Adrina knows the way. Adrina is leading the charge and just knowing steps is guiding you through this mountain range to where it's not quite as hard of a trip as it could have been trying to get over a mountain. And Tili, these mountains are huge. They are so big, so large. The kids are going to love hearing about that.
I'm gonna pick up rocks of this mountain.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 12.
12. Even with a 12, you see a shiny little stone that glows like a white color that comes through, and you're able to pluck it up. And it's tiny, but it never stops glowing. As it has like that white heavenly look almost.
I keep it.
And Mandril, is there anything you're wanting to do as you're going up this mountain?
So we've never been out this far, right?
You have not.
But we have been out around Sydonea. Does the landscape look any different from what we're used to around the city?
Around the city, it doesn't look too much different than what your normal characters know. In the city, looks very different.
No, I guess I mean like the landscape that we go to when we go on our normal missions as these people. Where we are crossing the mountains, does it look vastly different?
Not here. So no.
Right here. Okay. I think Mandril would just he would, he wears his mask at all times. You probably wouldn't be able to tell much of what he's thinking or feeling, but probably would look a little antsy and ask often to Adrina, are we making good time? Is this the right way?
This is the right way. Traveled this path many times. And yeah, I think we're doing good on time.
Is there anything we should be on our guard for?
Is there anything we should be on our guard for?
When you saw this place last, this was a bustling place with people going to and from the wizarding school that is pretty much encased by this mountain range. So when you left it last, there was nothing to be worried about. But you know what kind of monsters are outside the walls now. And those are always a threat.
Well, your typical monsters that we need to be on the lookout for. Come in all different shapes and sizes.
When's the last time you were here?
Oh. Gosh, I'd say probably close to maybe 30, 35-ish years ago, 30-ish years ago. It's been a long time.
Just sort of nods, takes it in.
Should go back to like reminiscing.
And you all have been traveling almost a week at this point. And you all, I'm assuming Adrina's kind of leading them to where her old house used to be?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all crest that first peak, the grandeur that used to be here isn't. You see the tall spirals, the tall towers of Aurora. And you could tell it used to be this beautiful white and dark blue with gold accents to it. And now it just looks gray. And like the color has been just yanked out of the blue, yanked out of the gold. As it looks like it's just starting to slowly crumble. You can see large beasts down in that valley that are all around Aurora. Roll me a perception check, all of you.
Is it sunny?
It is.
Oh no!
It was a nat 1 for a 12.
I got a nat 1 for a 6.
I got a 14.
I'm looking at my rock.
I'm deep in the memories.
Deep in the memories, looking at this pretty stone that just shines unlike any other stone you've ever found before. And then with a 14, you are very much trained to be ready for combat at any time. So you are listening, you're watching, like taking in everything that you possibly can. But you notice in the grandeur that was Es Aurora, and around it, these beasts that just surround it. They're in tattered school uniforms. A lot of them seem to be with that tatteredness, almost from aging or from like a drastic transformation that the students underwent when they became infected. But you know that these beings, these beasts that you see just aimlessly wandering, like they don't quite have a goal in mind. They're just there. Used to be students that went to this wizarding school.
Do either of you know if the Order ever tried to retake this place?
Have they tried?
They have not. They've been so focused on Sydonea and worrying about the people within its walls that they haven't had time to come and try to reclaim something as big and vast as this.
Okay. Coming out of her, reminiscing. No, the Order was mainly focused on Sydonea, building that up, making sure its people were safe.
DM question as well. Have I or anyone ever seen any other creatures out on what we've done that have noticeable like human clothing like that on?
A lot of them do. Not all of them, of course, but some of the monsters.
It's not a first seeing the uniforms, like, you know,
It's your first time seeing this uniform.
but not seeing a monster in human clothes that looks like it used to be a person.
Yes. But they also, these monsters have like this, when I say beast, it's almost like this mammal-like appearance. They're all dark creatures. Looks like shadows kind of come from them and just seep into the ground next to them. They have very longish snouts.
Do you think we can make our way around without drawing any attention?
I think so. I was actually leading us to my childhood home where we could kind of bunk up.
Did you study here?
I did. No. I was just nearby. My mom would go over here sometimes.
What did she do?
Do I know? What did she do?
Or what do you think she did?
Do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, I don't think I have that in my notes.
Crow never really talked about what she did for work, but you knew Narvosc worked here. And she did a lot of things for Narvosc.
Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, I have that. Okay. I honestly don't really know what she did. She didn't talk about it much. But I do know that she worked with Narvosc.
Did Narvosc go here? Or teacher?
Yeah. Did.
Neat.
Hmm.
Are there books here?
In Aurora?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, most likely. It is a school.
My kids want books.
Well, if you have a hope of seeing your kids again, you may not want to go down there.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That was really dark. But okay.
I'm so sorry.
From what I see, it's true, though.
Yep. She finally looks up from her rock. Oh.
Yeah.
She goes up to Mandril and like rock in face. This is for you.
I will take the rock. What do I do with it?
It's just a shiny rock, just to kind of remind you that we can be a light in dark places.
Being a light in a dark place has never been a direct order,
No, it's not.
but I will try to remember that. And I'll
You don't-
take it.
Have to. I feel like I'm not forcing you to be, but I'm just saying that. This is to give you hope. Yep. Okay. She'll go back to her donkey.
I promise he's not. Well, he's not the biggest asshole in the world.
Chester's just swinging his tail.
I do appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
If this place was so important, it makes me wonder why the focus on Sydonea and not here.
Sydonea was the safe haven. City that people ran to. Where people could be safe. And as we said, their focus was keeping their people safe.
Adrina, roll a history check for me.
Okay. Oh no. Oh, 17.
Hearing that the kids like books, Adrina remembers that Crow never got rid of Adrina's children's books. They're down in the basement.
Okay.
I'm gonna cry again.
Okay. Cool.
And also with more information and talking about the town that Sydonea used to be. You know Sydonea used to be a little town. But it was mainly Dwarven.
Does Tili know that? Or is that just a...
Roll me history check.
Okay.
Yeah, who all would know that?
With advantage with a dwarven husband?
Yes.
Okay. Because my history sucks. Okay. Okay. 22.
22. How old is Dev?
Dev, he's probably close to my age, so we're both kind of 27, 28.
Dev probably would have talked about how his older brother remembered a bunch of people coming to Sydonea and saying that it needed to be protected with dwarven magic.
Dwarven magic.
Your crystals are dwarven.
I'll tell that to the group, what Dev told me. Wait. This wasn't out in the open, so she'll keep that to herself.
Adrina would probably know that, right?
Being one of the first people that got there, yes.
Okay.
You know, it was a dwarven town, and that Crow helped work with the dwarves to create the crystals. That's where Hefthyne comes from. And you all are able to make your way going forward to Adrina's old home as the sun starts to set. And it just casts a shadow on that, what used to be beautiful school.
Are we at the home yet, or still just going that way?
Y'all are there. So, Adrina, would you like to describe what your childhood home looked like?
Okay. So it's on the side of a mountain, if I remember correctly. And I would say that I would say it's kind of reminiscent of like a log cabin, but not like made of logs, but made of wood. Like the entire house is made of wood. And there's like a little porch out front. It's two floors with the basement. Little chimney made of stone. And there's the front door, 2 windows out front. I'd say that's it.
You all see this.
There she is. Home sweet home.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. A lot of good memories here.
How long did you live here?
Ooh. Well, about 60 years? I wasn't here for a lot of it. I did a lot of traveling beforehand. So I would come back, hang out with my mom, but I had wanderlust.
Your mom's still around?
She is.
Good.
The world must feel a lot smaller to you now, I imagine.
Yeah, it's odd being confined. We made our way. We were trying to head to Verdantis, but just this impenetrable wall stopped us. No matter what we tried, so headed to Sydonea.
Hey, we? Who are you traveling with?
My mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start setting up the crystals.
Oh, we can go inside.
Oh, I thought we were inside.
Oh, I thought we were just like looking at it.
Hey, this is great.
Well, standing
Hey.
one of mute.
This isn't going anywhere.
My bad.
No, yeah, I thought we were.
We can go in. Yeah, we can be inside. It's very homey.
You're inside and able to get those crystals set up and get yourself ready for the evening.
I will cook a meal over a little fire.
Adrina, she's gonna be walking around, go into her old bedroom, see the little notches on the side of the door for when she was growing up. And she'll remember that those books are in the basement and she'll bring them up. And I guess after we have been served, probably after we've ate, she'll pull out the books and place them down in front of Tili. For your kids.
Are these yours?
They were mine.
Are you sure?
Oh, 100%. I've read them thousands of times.
You want to sign them?
Practically memorized. Want me to sign them?
Say who they're from?
Okay. She'll sign her name on all of them.
There. Now your name is marked in history.
Good. Very good. We'll be going to a good place.
They'd be real loved.
Good.
Thank you.
Of course. You'll see them again.
Yes. I will.
You will.
And you will see your mama again.
I will.
And Mandril will see his...
Hopefully his bed.
Dad
Mysterious
again?
type.
What was
Parents again? Parents again?
Is it an empty bed? Is there
Sibling
someone
again?
else in there?
Hmm?
I suppose there's no running away from a cabin in the middle of the woods.
You can totally do that. I'm just saying, one of those.
I would just cast Hold Person and make him stay.
You can try. No. No. No, I have no family back in the city. Just my bed, which always welcomes me with open arms.
Well, when we get back to Sydonea, there's going to be a big party in my honor. And you shall be a guest of honor. Both of you.
Sounds fun.
Sounds like a
I'd
big
love to.
responsibility. What would be required?
Your body to be there.
To protect? To... Are you
eat
expecting
the food.
someone to attack
Fun.
the party?
To eat the food. Maybe
In
dance a little
Sydonea.
bit.
If there's time.
I will drag your ass there if you don't.
Make
gave
it an
you-
official order.
That's an order. I gave you a rock and everything. So, it's a done deal.
If it's in order, I'll have to consider it.
How old are you?
15.
I outrank you. I'm older. Ha! so it's an order.
Is that how this works?
It is how it works because I say so. Ha.
And as someone who's 96,
He outranks
I
us
say
all.
yes.
You are the captain.
I confirm.
I don't know if it works that way, but I don't have a better argument, so.
You don't need one. There's no argument. We voted and you lost.
2 against 1. Coming to my party.
Now that's refreshingly simple. We just have to get back there.
Yes. You have to keep your promise. Coming to my party.
Okay.
15. Do I know any 15-year-olds? Maybe.
I feel like it's different for orcs. I don't understand these things. Adrina, what are these marks on your door frame?
Those are my height as I was getting older. My dad would cut little tick marks.
Yeah, orcs don't understand these things. I was 6 feet tall at 3 years old.
So a lot of tick marks. I have a question for both DM and Based. With being the orientation leader, would I know who Mandril is? Like seen his face and been there when given the mask and everything?
I would think so. And I'm pretty sure that's the role of the orientation leader sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not surprised by you being 15. Okay.
Right, no. And that's a few years past the age of adulthood for orcs anyway.
Okay.
He's not like some kid out here. It's like,
Kid.
it's like, yo, fellow kids.
Hello,
I mean-
youths.
Ontario was recruited at 9. So, or 7? Was it 9?
I'd have to double check.
I think it was 9.
I was little.
He was a little Peter Pan lost boy, though, wasn't he?
Does mom? Anyway,
Roll
that's
me.
in the future. It doesn't matter yet.
They're not even born yet. Roll me perception. All of you.
Okay.
13.
24.
Nat 1 for a 3.
Pretty rock.
Pretty rock. With having higher than a 20, there's not many windows in this house. But something purple and bright catches your attention for just a second. It's a split second outside that window.
Okay, I go to the window and look out.
How long do you stay there?
A good little bit. Just kind of scanning.
About 10 minutes later, you see another, like, bright purple off to the southeast. It's past the mountain ranges, but it's almost like, you know how stadium lights light up, like, a specific area and you can see them from really far away? That type of light. Like just a pulse.
Does it stay?
It disappears. And then a few minutes later, and it stops.
Same spot.
Same spot in the southeast.
So, fun little thing. There's a light that is flashing over there. Every 10 minutes or so.
What color?
Purple.
The crystals are, what color are the crystals again? Blue?
Blue. And that's not the way we came, was it?
That's the way we're headed.
That's where you're going.
So, what is usually over there, or what used to be over there, Adrina?
We just move over there.
What used to be over there is a research base. And Adrina knows that that's where all of this started.
Wait, that's ground zero?
Oh.
Okay. That is where the source of everything started. There was a research base there.
So we leave it be, then. We don't.
Well, we're headed in that direction.
But that's not our destination, right?
We're going through ground zero?
Are we headed?
Adrina knows the place you are being sent to is Ashenward, the research facility of Ground Zero.
So that is where we're headed.
Okay.
Yeah, we are headed to ground zero.
Oh. Yep. Of course.
Seeing
we
a
are.
lot.
Starts playing her lute.
No wonder this place didn't make it.
Yes, it was. It was a day when everything happened. Just chaos. Just people everywhere turning into monsters and not knowing why. And she'll just kind of have this far off expression.
How did you escape?
We were fast. We were good. Like I said, I traveled a lot. I know the most direct and fastest routes.
Did it seem sporadic? How it chose who became monsters, or did everyone it touched become monsters?
Adrina would know that it's by bite, right? Okay. Well, it's by bite. Ground zero, that's where the bites started happening. And as that trickled out, it just spread. So don't get bit.
Do you want soup?
Of course.
Sure.
We'll serve soup. She made.
And you all are able to have this wonderful soup as the weight of what kind of mission you are being sent on kind of just weighs on your shoulders. As you are going to Ashenward, the research facility where all of this happened. You all are able to have your dinner, get some sleep. And then the sun starts to rise for the next morn. Is there anything you'd like to do before you set out on your 7th day journey?
Get my crystals.
Just so I'm clear, they expected 3 weeks, but we've made it in 1?
No.
Oh,
There.
it's really far away then.
Yes.
Okay.
You still have about another 2 weeks of travel to even get there.
Oh, I thought it was like right over yonder.
We're just at like a vantage point.
Y'all are at a vantage point, and that how far you are away from this and how bright that light is tells you just how powerful of magic or something is happening over there. As Narvosc said, he is having a hard time keeping the rip closed. But you all are able to gather your crystals and continue your journey. You all are able to make it around the mountain range and around Aurora with Adrina's help and not fall into this valley of just monsters, old teachers. If you all would like, you can roll another perception check.
Is it sunny?
It's overcast today.
Oh,
19.
17.
29.
With a 29, as you're looking into that pit, that valley where that school used to be, you do see a figure walking nonchalantly it's a feminine figure with a pretty little dress with a little apron. She's even got a little bonnet tied around her hair. And you see this person tap some of the beast on their heads and gives little head pats and continues on her merry way.
I've never seen that before.
No,
Oh.
ever.
She's gonna rub her eyes and look back down. Does she still see the girl walking away?
She makes her way towards Aurora.
She's gonna call attention to it. Say, she'll probably hold up her fist to stop the party and quickly point out the girl. I've never seen anything like that.
Oof.
Just walking right past them, heading into Aurora.
Do we see it clearly now that she's pointed out?
With it being pointed out, the DC to see her was very high, but with it being pointed out, you can see her. And she slowly makes her way through the streets, and it's almost like the beast here don't pay her any attention. They might just slowly turn their head to wherever she gave them a head pat, and you see them just tilt their head and then go right back to just wandering aimlessly with their large snouts.
Is it a child?
She looks like from this distance, y'all are really far away. She's too big for a kid, but you can't get an exact age on her.
She doesn't move like a beast. Were there any other Order members operating in this area? I'm not aware of it. They didn't tell us.
There shouldn't be. And if there were, they wouldn't be able to survive that.
How far away was it? Was the woman?
This is pretty far away. So like these beasts and this being look really tiny compared to how high up you all are. But you can just see that tiny little figure just roaming around Esarora, and finally she goes through what used to be the main doors to the school and is completely unbothered.
Oh.
I've never seen anything like that. They didn't mention this in our briefing, nor is it our mission, but that seems dangerous.
Tilly.
Hmm?
You have that sending stone?
Mhm.
Wondering
Yeah.
if we should report this.
Okay. That I can do. I do about 25 words. What do you think I should say? Or you can do it too, because I don't think it matters who does it.
I don't think it matters.
Go pass it.
Gosh, what is she gonna say? Okay, so she'll hold up the stone and she'll say, passing Esarora, noticed a girl walking through monsters unscathed. She went into... Wait. Is into one word or two?
Into is one.
Into. Okay. Into...
Or- No.
I think
She
in
went
that context
in.
it's one.
It's one?
What kind
Into the building?
Yeah.
Into the building, it would be one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one.
Ooh, okay. Into Esarora. Never seen anything like it. That's it.
It takes a while to get a response back. But you get... That is really strange. We'll look into it. Be safe.
Do we all hear that?
It only sends to whoever's holding the stone.
All right. Well, they're gonna take care of it. But right now we focus.
Did they say what they're going to do about it? We're the only ones out here.
No, just have to look into it. But it seems what's happening down there isn't dangerous as much as securing the rip.
What are you thinking, Mandril?
I'm thinking they don't send people out here that often. And we've never seen anything like that. And we'll look into it. Seems a bit nonchalant for the circumstances. Are we making good time, or are we behind, ahead?
I'd say we're still good, even though we've paused for a moment. But Say we're pretty right on track.
These things may have used to have been like us, maybe even still dressed in what they were wearing, but they're not like us anymore. As far as I know, and I'm concerned they never will be. It seems dangerous to ignore something like what we just saw that breaks that idea of what the enemy is.
So you
Adrina-
want to go in? Is that what I'm
just uneasy about it.
Hmm?
There's a line now in our world between us and those things. And it's concerning to see something or someone walking that line.
I'm just worried that if we divert and get killed, it will take more time for them to get someone to go help with the rift when we're already there. But if we succeed with the rift, then we have Mr. Narvosc man to help with this.
You are right. First things first.
You'll see Adrina's head, like the gears are kind of turning a bit as she thinks about something. But she will kind of square her shoulders and kind of like signal Shadow to continue forward, to say, we got to keep going.
And you all are able to continue after seeing something that just kind of breaks your idea of what is currently going on in this world. You start to make your way over these mountains until you start to get to the south side of it, where Adrina knows it's a good time to like start descending. And you all crest that other side of the range's peak. I need you all to roll one more perception for me.
19.
14.
14.
7.
7. All right. With those perceptions, if you rolled higher than a 13, as you crest the peak of the southmost mountain, and Mandril can see this bit too, for now, you see how the land further southeast, it's almost like you can see a line. Everything where you are currently at has color, or at least a little. It's not as bright as it used to be, but it's green. The land seems somewhat fertile. But as you look beyond that peak, you can see the land is turning almost like it's decaying. What was once vibrant and green, like where you are now, is now in shades of rot and gray. And it looks like it is seeping slowly but surely to where you are. Almost like it's slowly grasping its tendrils and pulling itself further. And with those two higher rolls, in the distance you see what you've only heard about in stories. You've never seen one in person. But it's this giant black mass that just flies above. It's huge, and it looks like it has shadows just seeping off of it as it flies above the area. And you know that is the direction you need to go. Ashen Ward is that way.
What time of day is it?
About 5 in the afternoon.
Do we know how many days we'll have to travel through that before we arrive?
You know, once you get there, at least according to the maps you saw, it doesn't stop. It is like that as soon as you cross that line for the rest of your path.
I guess what I mean is once we cross the line, how many more days is it?
Probably a week.
And we're starting our second week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's look around at the other two. Did we expect this?
So when you said we've heard about these, would I be able to surmise, having gone to Draken's Reach?
Being as traveled as you are, and having gone to Draken's Reach, you know that that is a dragon. But dragons don't look like that. Not
Okay.
the ones that you have information of from your travels. Something's wrong with it.
Okay. You guys see that?
Yeah.
I believe that's a dragon.
Yay.
Well, maybe not yay.
That was
It's-
sarcasm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, a little.
I'll lay it on thicker next time.
But this dragon, there's something different about this dragon from what I've heard. Those shadows. It's never heard anything about that.
Oh. And it matches the rest of the land. Maybe it got
Affected.
bit.
I shudder to think what could do that to a dragon with a bite.
From what I understand, it could be just the smallest bite. Single bite, and that's it. It spreads.
I'm gonna get a little bit nervous and look around. Do I see any small, like woodland creatures or flying insects or anything?
Roll me a perception check.
17.
With a 17, you don't see any little woodland creatures, which is not good. As you start to hear a snarling noise.
Wait. Okay. Oh. Well, okay. Yes.
Oh no, the music changed.
The panic set in.
You start to hear the snarl, and with a 17, you notice, now that you're not looking out, there is a large creature on a rock next to you. You're kind of like in this flattened little area, so there are higher rocks on the sides. And this creature has gray skin that's cracked. And it has like this really elongated snout and fangs that are much too large. Its eyes are this milky white, and it's starting to drool as it looks at you. And it's got a student's tattered uniform on. And when it snarls at you, you hear a little further away 2 more chime in. I need you all to go to roll 20.
Let's turn around.
Let's go back.
Let's go back to the cabin.
As you all are having this conversation and Mandril looks up, this thing is just drooling like it's ready to devour those that are in front of it. I need you all to roll initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
11.
11. Tili.
20.
20. What is your dex?
Dex is +4. 18.
Okay. And Mandril.
23.
23. Alrighty. So our order is going to be Mandril, Tili, Red, Adrina, Green, and then Blue. So Mandril, how would you like to start us off?
Okay. Can I first ask, the one up on the cliff, how tall is that rock face?
That rock face is 15 feet tall.
15 feet, okay. Do some math. Is a jump considered a bonus action? It is in Baldur's Gate, but I don't know how it actually works in 5e.
We're going to count it as a bonus action.
Okay. So Mandril right now, he's wearing the, like a black robe pulled up over the mask and everything. And he's going to take that robe off and let it kind of fall where it is. And he's got more of like a, I guess like a loose bodysuit, jumpsuit kind of thing on. That's also all black. Gives him a bit more mobility. And then I should be able to do it if I did the math just right. I have enough to run up to the cliff face, jump, and I can clear it, and have enough movement with the jump height considered part of my movement to get right here.
Go for it.
Because I have 55 feet of movement.
Good gracious.
And Mandril can jump 27 feet high. So 15 should be good.
I would think so. All right. And you still have an action. What do you want to do?
Guess what? I want to punch him.
I'm just going to punch him.
First of all, when I get up to it, what does it look like in my face?
It looks like this, like, again, gray skin that is just like cracked. And it has this long snout, and it's just drooling with these milky white eyes, and it has on the dark blue robes that are tattered, that are normally worn by the students at S. Aurora, because those blues match.
Height-wise, how does it compare to, I'm like 6'5" or so, I think.
It is considered a large creature, so probably about 10, 12 feet.
Okay. If I can, I'm just going to start off by like hammer fisting down on the snout. You said it's long, so just like bonk it. Yeah.
You can bonk it.
Starting off with the boop, that is a 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Okay, and that is 12 points of bludgeoning.
Alrighty.
And I have a second attack. So I'll do the same thing, but this time going upward, sort of like boop him with one hand, uppercut with the other.
You got it.
I'm a lot lower. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
So I missed the uppercut then.
As you bonk it once and it didn't like that, and it does that like jarring motion, and then it just swipes its jaw away as you go up for that uppercut, and then it brings it back and starts snarling in your face. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
That's my turn.
Alrighty, with that, it is now Tili's go. What would you like to do?
I would like to step so I can see all 3, 5, 10. Would I be able to see all 3 here?
Yes.
Okay. I would like all of them to make a charisma saving throw as I'm casting Bane on all 3.
Nice. All right. They're so charismatic. That first
You have
one's
to-
an 18.
It meets it, beats it.
Okay. Next one is a 16.
Fails.
Baned. Next one definitely fails. You got 2 of the
Okay.
3.
So, which ones were 2 and 3?
Green is baned and blue is baned.
Green, okay. Baned. I am concentrating. And then I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration, not on Velfie. Oof. No, on Adrina.
Nice. Is that a D8
So
or a
it's
D10?
D. Okay. Oh. It is a D12.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a D12.
High level bards, man.
Okay.
Yeah, a D12. So
Thank y'all.
and green. Okay. And that is. See, I'm gonna go 30 feet. I'm just gonna kind of just step back a little bit. That's all I can do. So that'd be my turn.
Alrighty. And with that, it is now Red's go, and Red just got booped in the snoot really hard. So Red is going to use its multi-attack, 1 bite and 2 claws, and for its bite, does a 16 hit.
On Mandril?
Yes.
It does not.
Alrighty, so it tries to bite and misses, and then it's going to take 2 claw attacks against you. That first one's going to be a dirty 20.
That hits.
Alrighty, and then that next one is going to be a natural 1. So that first attack is going to be 2d8s plus 4. So you take 19 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And for the next one, he does 19 points of damage against himself as he accidentally slices his arm as he tries to go for you with that first claw attack as he misses. And just howling in pain. He didn't like that. That is his go. It is now Adrina's go. What would you like to do?
Adrina. She's going to fluff out her cape and quietly whisper, Koldare. And her cape forms into these big bat wings. And she will fly into the air. And she's going to cast Hunter's Mark on Red.
You got it.
And then she's going to action surge and take her attack on Red.
You got
'Cause
it.
flying cost an action.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. So she's going to shoot with her long bow for a 32.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. is that's a d6. 15 for the first hit.
15, you got it. 15 points,
Yeah, 15 damage.
you got it.
And does a 24 hit.
24 hits.
Okay. That's going to be another 15. Do you get Hunter's Mark every shot or is it just one shot?
Ooh, I'm not 100% certain. Is it every?
It's every.
It's every?
Yeah.
Is it every?
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, shit. 6. What did I say?
You did 15 on the first one.
19 on second shot.
Nice. Alrighty. Cool beans. Y'all, you take these shots and they stick. And when they stick, you can see like this black, ooey substance coming out of them as they start to bleed. And with that, is there anything else you like to do?
That is all.
Alrighty, it's now green and blue's turn. They can't do anything at the current moment with how far away they are. So they're going to both dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And they can only get to right there, and that's going to be their turns. Mandril, you're up.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I totally forgot. Do I get sneak attack because he's right there?
On red, you did a ranged, so you would get sneak attack on one of them, yes.
Can I roll that?
Yeah, go
Are
ahead.
you a rogue?
Triple class.
I triple class.
Triple class.
Triple
Ranger,
class.
fighter, rogue. Oh my god.
Got more class than both of us combined.
18.
Technically, yeah.
18 points of sneak attack.
We both
Yes.
just in our normal.
Nice. Alrighty. Yeah, so he takes that extra 18 from that sneak attack as you have a friend within 5 feet. And Mandril, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action first to summon two things that are sort of it's sort of one everything. I can't find my words right now. They're a combined bonus action. You do both things in one bonus action. I am a monk of the astral self, I want to say. So what you would see from Mandril then is sort of this like spectral sort of actual Mandril sort of appear almost as an extension of his body, where you would see his mask that is very still. It's like a porcelain figure. You could almost see it start to move a little bit in and out as like this real Mandril face starts to kind of form over it. And 2 additional arms appear under his normal arms. Mandril arms as well. So now he's this sort of spectral ape with 4 arms. And when I do that, where is it at? It's a bonus action here. That thing has to make a save. Must succeed on a dexterity saving throw of 15.
It rolled a 3.
It fails. It takes 2d8 force damage just from summoning those arms that sort of lash out in a space around me. So it takes 9 points of force damage.
Alrighty. And as it takes that 9 points of force damage, you see it get extremely pissed off as it is going to scream at you and use a claw attack at you as it rampages for an 18 to hit.
That just misses. My AC is 19.
Just misses.
And that was my actual action. I can use those spectral arms to attack like I would with my other ones. So they will start trying to boop him on the snoot now as well. Sort of an astral boop, if you will.
Astral boops.
28 to hit.
28 hits.
That is 8 points of bludgeoning damage. The second attack goes for it, does a 22 hit.
22 hits.
An additional 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alrighty, you do that damage, and it just squeals at you as it is now. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn? You want to move?
No, I'm going to stay put and face this thing down.
As it squeals at you, and it doesn't know which arm to look at. Tili, it is your turn.
Yes. It's gonna run forward, this little gnome. Gonna go 5, 10, 15. Just measure, make sure they're both within 30. She's gonna pull out her little like pan flute. She's gonna do like this discordant like melody, like flip it around, and then she's gonna hit the earth with it, and then like this wave of destruction is gonna wave out and hit both of them, and they're gonna both need to do a con save 18.
Right, con save of 18, and they are currently baned. The
Yes,
first one
so that's-
rolled a 19. Minus Bane is a 17.
Okay, so he fails.
Nice. And then the next one rolled a 21 minus 4. So I believe it failed.
Oh, it did. Okay.
They both failed.
So this is Destructive Wave. When you strike the ground, creating a burst of divine energy that ripples outwards from you. Each creature you choose within 30 feet must succeed con save or take 5d6 thunder damage as well as 5d6 radiant.
Nice. Okay.
So
10d6s.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh my
4,
God.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see you. And there you are. And they are and be knocked prone.
And knocked prone. Alrighty.
12, 14, 15, 22, 23, 30, 31 damage
All right.
each.
31 damage to each of
Right.
them. Nice. As you cause that wave of destruction, and like the noise and the destruction that it causes makes them just squeal, and you see their like heads go like they almost like turtle for a second, and then all of that causes them to hit their knees as they kind of fall over on themselves and become prone. They take that 31 points of damage. Is there anything else they do on your turn?
I don't think I can reach Mandril for Bardic, so I think not.
Alrighty. It is now Red's go.
It's gonna back up one space because that's all I can do. It's like, okay.
Mandril. It's Red's gonna go after you since you were in front of it, and you have like pretty much done that like that mammal like face off at it. Like the strength face off with the Mandril face coming out. It's going to take all of its attacks against you. That first bite is going to be 10 does not hit. The next one is going to be with its claws, a natural 20 for a 28 to hit.
And
Cutting words.
Cutting words.
Cutting words as a reaction if they are not immune to being charmed. If I'm within 60 feet.
Alrighty, go for it.
I'm going to use a bardic inspiration so that they have to re-roll it.
Okay.
Or I roll it and I subtract that number from their roll.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a natural 20.
Okay.
So take 6 away from that.
Take 6 away, so 22 to hit.
that still hits.
Still hits, but it's not a natural 20.
That helps.
That is 19 points of damage against you on that first claw attack as it cuts deep. And then that next one is going to be a 23 to hit
That also hits me.
for 10 points of slashing damage on that one. as it just takes
Heard.
both of its claws against you, and it is trying to face off with that mandrel and those extra arms. And that is Red's go. Adrina, you are up.
Okay. Adrina is going to, again, she's going to focus on Red. And she's going to aim her longbow for a 19 hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Gosh. Okay. And then that's going to be 7, 15, and then sneak attack. Okay. $27 points of piercing damage.
Okay, and that includes your first hit with your sneak attack?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And
All
Hunter's
right.
Mark.
And Hunter's Mark. Awesome.
And
All
then
right.
her second shot is going to go for Red as well. Which is going to be a, oh gosh, 30?
30 hits.
Okay. That's going to be 13 points of piercing.
13 points of piercing. Nice. As you lay into this thing, and it is not feeling good. You are hurting it pretty good. And just above table, you have done 140 damage to that one specifically. As it is hurting. And with that, is there anywhere you'd like to go? Anywhere you'd like to move?
Let's see. I'd say right now she's about 30 feet in the air. I have 60 flying. I don't think... No, I don't think she's going to move. I think she's got a good point.
Alrighty, and with that, green and blue are on the ground, and the only person on the ground is Tili. So they are both going for Tili as they 5, 10, 15,
They were
20.
prone.
They are prone. Ooh, so 15 feet, 5, 10, 15. They can't get there. They're going to dash.
Okay.
5,
Inching
10.
Gave
They're
her
going
prone.
to flank you with their dashes. As you were 4 feet tall. These things are about 12 feet tall as they tower over you with their very long snouts. And it's almost like you feel a drip of drool like hit as they are over you, but they cannot do anything as they had to use all of their movement to get there. And with that, Mandril, you are up.
Okay. Mandril is still laying into this thing with his fists and his astral fist. So right now there's 4 hands. And I'm going to use my action and my bonus action. So 2 attacks on the action, flurry of blows, 2 attacks on the bonus to punch this thing in the snout 1 time with each hand.
Go for it.
So the first one, 26 to hit,
That hits.
13 points of bludgeoning.
You got it.
13 to hit, I think that misses.
That misses.
15 to hit,
15 misses.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20 just barely hits.
Whew, that looks a lot cooler in my head. For 13 points of bludgeoning.
For 13, and as you do that, 13 points of damage is going to rampage and scream at you again and try to hit you with a claw attack for a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And that is going to be 15 points of slashing damage as it just screams and it just wildly lashes out at the only thing it can hit in front of it. And is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
No, that's action, bonus action. I don't want to leave this thing, so that's my turn.
All right, and it is very bloody and right in front of you, so it's going to take all of its attacks against you, and it can't reach anybody else at the current moment. That first one is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
All right, that is going to be 22 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I need you to make a DC of 16 strength saving throw.
I got a 16.
You meet it, beat it. However, you just got bit.
Owie.
I need you to roll a D100.
The fun die. Let me find one. $16.
You feel okay for now. And it's going to take its other 2 attacks against you. That first one is going to be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
And that next one is going to be a 12 to hit. So only one hits. And you're not prone, but you take another 14 points of slashing damage. You good?
Yeah, I thought I had something that prevented prone, but I don't.
Did I skip Tili? I did skip Tili. I'm so sorry.
Not Tili.
It's
It is your go.
It's okay. I'm just gonna do another, just a level down, just a 5th level destructive wave.
Get it.
It's like, I don't think this one hits me because it says creatures of your choice, and I don't choose me.
Yeah, and you don't choose you.
I don't choose me. So it's another con save.
All right. The first one is green. Green fails with a natural 1. The next one, blue, fails with a natural 2.
So they will also be prone, so I'll be able to run away.
Yes.
Okay. So, 5d6. What? Oh, they're still there. Okay. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 25, 29, 30, 33, 36 damage for each of them and prone.
36 damage for each of them and prone. It looks like they're trying to, as they take that damage again, it looks like they are trying to like scream at you and trying to lash out at you, but it's as they go down, they can't quite get you as they go prone, as they both try to rampage.
Am I able to leave if they rampage?
They do rampage, but they're going prone, so they can't hit you. So you're good.
Okay. And then, let me get rid of that spell slot. And then healing word Mandril. 5d4.
Ooh, thank you.
I got you. Make sure that that's a bonus action before I do that. Bonus action. Beautiful. Okay, I have 4. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 19 healing to you.
Very good.
And then that's my turn.
Alrighty. And with that, Red accidentally went first, so not his turn anymore. Adrina, your turn.
Okay, she's going to once again focus fire Red for 2 shots,
You got
and
it.
the first one is going to be a It's over 30.
Yeah, that hits.
Sweet.
Okay, so that's going to be...
Glad she's on our side.
And plus... Team plus... $31 points of piercing with Hunter's Mark and sneak attack.
How do you want to do this?
I would say let's shoot an arrow like just straight in the middle of its forehead.
You hit it right between its eyes, and it's like those milky white eyes turn hazel for just a second, and then down they go.
Okay. So she'll have a second attack. I will move my Hunter's Mark to blue,
All right.
and then I will attack blue.
You got it. And blue is currently prone, so this is done at disadvantage.
Well, it doesn't matter because I rolled a nat 1.
All right. Roll me a d4. Well, actually, excuse me. I'm sorry. Roll me a d6.
Okay.
1 and 2 are you. 3 and 4 are Tili. 5 and 6 is Mandril.
6.
You hit. You go
I'm on
for
a
blue,
cliff.
but you roll me another d20 to see if you hit Mandril.
Okay.
The only one that's
5
taking
plus 21.
21 hit.
It does, yeah. But this is an area shooting, right?
Arrow, yes.
Ooh, ooh.
I'm going to use my reaction to deflect missiles and try to catch it. So I guess roll for damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it back.
I'll throw it back at you now.
14.
14. So I automatically beat it because it's a D10 plus 21 is what mine is. So I automatically catch it. And it says if I
like
do
a
deflect
right
missiles
here.
and make a ranged attack, I don't have to do it at the person that hit me. It just says you can use a key point to make a ranged attack with a range of 20-60.
Go for it.
So I'm going to catch it and then throw it at blue. I'm assuming it's at disadvantage because it's prone.
It's prone.
Okay.
So cool.
18 to hit.
Just misses.
Oh, wouldn't that have been cool?
That would have been so cool.
Wouldn't it been nice?
Still sounded cool.
It was very cool.
As it's
Tili
rolling
claps.
on the ground, it just hits right where it rolled away from. And Tili's clapping.
Good job.
You meant to do that, right?
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
You did? Wait,
I was testing your reflexes.
you were arming him, right? Right?
I meant to do that for sure.
And as y'all are talking, you hear the snarling. Is there any movement you would like to do, Adrina?
I think, hold on, let me remember what square it is. This way. She's going to fly 60 feet. Sure.
You got it. All right. And with that, it is now green and blue's turn. They are both prone, so stand up. 5, 10. Gets close enough to Tili. Stands up. 5, 10, 15. Can't get there. Is going to dash. 5, 10. Standing right there as they are both trying to get to the only person who is currently on the ground. Only one can attack. That is blue. And he is going to try to take a bite against you first for a 14 to hit. All right. That is going to be 8 points of piercing damage. But you have been bitten, and I need you to make a D100.
What, a 14 hit?
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my AC is 14. 22.
Yours was 22 to 27.
For what?
As it bites, it grabs your hand and pierces down. And you can start to see as it bites, these tendrils start to spread. And then it's going to try and claw you. For a 16 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
And then next one doesn't hit with 11. So that is going to be 15 points of damage. I also need you to make a strength saving throw as you were just bit as well.
Yeah, and then I probably need to do my concentrations as well. Wait! They're banged!
They are baned. So that first one was a 14, which wouldn't have hit even with
Rolling anything would have dropped it.
anything would have dropped it.
Not bit.
Not bit. Not bit.
That was like the Twilight movie where it didn't actually happen.
Which would have happened.
If they were baned, but they are baned. So both of those. So that bite did not hit. Meaning
I'm gonna
that
cry again.
that bite that you had in those tendrils don't happen.
Okay. I looked at my remember these.
The one that
so-
hit, I can't remember what that roll was. I'm just gonna roll again.
It was in the 20s.
It's a 16, wasn't it?
Was it 16?
So that one
Well,
did
that
hit.
just stands out to me.
Well, let's see. It's baned, remember? It would have hit with a 15.
Yep.
All right, so that damage is going to be 11 points of slashing, but that's all you take.
Oh. And then I will do my concentration on the Bane.
Yes.
I have to beat 11. I lose it. I lose the Bane.
All right, so no longer Bane, but Bane did what it was supposed to for that one that could attack. And that is their go, as they can't go anywhere else. And with that, Mandril, you're up.
Okay. Well, technically I'm prone. I'll use, because I have the athlete feat, just 5 feet to stand up.
Oh.
And I'm going to use a bonus action called Adrenaline Rush, which is dash and also 5 temporary HP points. So let me add that real quick before I forget. So now my movement speed with dash, I have 100 feet left. And he still has this astral body out, and he's going to jump off of the cliff onto Blue and sort of clasp the astral hands together and try to like hammer fist slam down on this thing. So I guess it'd be two attacks technically, but for the narrative, that's what it looks like.
Nice.
And because I have the full, let me see if I hit first. Is it prone?
They are not prone currently. They stood
Not
up.
anymore. Okay, so does a 19 hit?
19 meets it, beats it.
Okay. There's something I forgot to do before called Body of the Astral Self, because I have the visage and the arms out once per turn. When I hit with the arms, I can do an additional d8. So technically this is 2d8 plus 6. Not great though. 12 points of bludgeoning.
All right, 12 points of bludgeoning against, you said Blue?
Blue, yeah.
All right.
I'll move.
And with that, it's going to use this reaction to rampage. Mandril is evens, Tili is odds. It's a 1. It's going to make a claw attack against Tili and is no longer baned. So that is going to be a 21 to hit. And that is going to be 20 points of slashing damage as it scratches hard. As it rampages and it screams. And what else would you like to do, Mandril, as it's still your turn?
My second attack. A dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 hits. And you said 13 on that first attack?
So the first attack Was 12 points of damage, yeah.
I was looking at the wrong one. I got it.
This one is 11 points of bludgeoning.
You got
That's
it.
bonus, it's normal. That is my turn.
Alrighty, and with that being your turn, Tilly, you are up.
How is Mandril looking?
I'm at less than half, but I'm okay.
Okay.
They'd have to probably nat 20 to take me down.
Just one?
Maybe not just one. I don't know what these things are capable of. I feel good.
Okay.
I got a shiny rock.
Ah.
He's feeling hopeful.
I just have AoEs, and I don't want to hurt you. And they don't have metal on them, do they?
They don't.
Okay. Then,
I don't know the nature of your AoEs, but I'm pretty agile.
destructive waves and shatters and whatnot and fire.
I'm
you
pretty
know.
agile.
I am going to. Does either one of the monsters look in better health than the other?
Green looks in better health than blue. But they are both slobbering. They're both standing. They're not really that bruised.
Okay. The stronger one, green, I'm going to do a vicious mockery on him. So he needs to do a wisdom saving throw.
Real quick, does Vicious Mockery only work on something with a high enough intelligence?
It just says target can hear you, though it need not understand you.
Need not understand. Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Okay.
And
Just needs to... Basically just needs to see that I'm doing this.
Okay. And you said wisdom?
Yes.
That's an 8.
Okay. So he will take the full psychic damage and he will have disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Nice.
And he just gets 3d4 damage.
So that means like no matter who you are in life, you can't be too dumb to be insulted.
So he gets 9 damage.
All right. And with that 9 damage, you see it just roar as it doesn't understand what happened, but something hurts and it just rages. And the only person within range is Tili as it goes for that claw attack. And that is a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
For 18 points of slashing damage as it takes that insult of the 2 middle fingers and just slashes at them.
And then healing word Mandril again. 44 plus 5 as my bonus action.
You got it. Adrina, you're up.
8, 9, 10.
All right.
14 to you,
We
Mandril.
Thank you.
are going to continue attacking blue.
Go for
So
it.
that is going to be a 29 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
And that's going to be for the first hit. $26 for the first hit.
All right, you got it.
And then for the second one, it's going to be 26 to hit.
26 hits.
It's going to be 15 points of piercing.
15, you got it. As it's starting to look pretty bloodied as you get those 2 attacks off. And again, these arrows hit hard and it just oozes this black ichor from its wounds. Is there anything else you do on your turn?
That... no, that's not going to work. That's going to be it.
Alrighty, and now it is Green and Blue's turn. Green is going to go for Tili. For You said it has disadvantage, right?
Blue does.
Blue does. All right. Green rolled a natural 20.
Cutting words.
Cutting words, go
So-
for it. So right now it's at 28.
And it gets -7.
-7, so 21.
So it still hits.
Alrighty. And that is going to be 17 points of piercing. And
Take it.
Again, that was a bite. I need a D100 roll.
61.
61, you feel fine for now. Alrighty, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
How strong? Not.
The DC is 16.
Well, with my negative, it's a 9.
Alrighty, you have been knocked prone. And it's going to take its next 2 claw attacks against you. That first one is going to be a 26 to hit.
Mhm.
And since you were prone, you take an extra 3d6s.
Oh.
13 points of slashing. Plus 7 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Going to make its second claw attack. For a 23.
Huh?
For 18 points of slashing.
She's out.
And then 6 points of bludgeoning.
She's out.
As you all see those 2 slash marks, Tili is now bleeding on the ground as she falls. And then that snout of green.
Wait a minute. I have a
turns.
tattoo. Hang on. Hang on. My tattoo. My life well tattoo. Yeah, I have 1 hit point.
Nice. You have 1 hit point. You're still standing. You're really ragged, but you have that 1 hit point as you are laying on the ground, still prone. But you are still alive. You're still up. And with that, it's Blue's turn. And Blue is not happy that Mandril's on his back and is going to take its attacks against Mandril.
Got a monkey on his back.
All attacks at disadvantage until the end of its turn.
I don't think it's going to hit because I was at disadvantage. Yeah. 13 doesn't hit for the first one. I don't think a 17 hits either. That next one was a natural 20. All right, but that was at disadvantage. So 13 doesn't hit, and that next one would have been that next one would have hit. So it takes all of its attacks, tries to gnaw at you, tries to scratch at you, tries to scratch you off its back. It can't get it. It can't hit you, as that is its go. Mandril, you're up.
I see Tili is still conscious, up,
She's
double birding these things.
Yep. Just like, I'm still here.
Look like Mr. Bean. Like, okay. I mean, healing's not really my specialty, so I'm gonna try to do as much as I'm gonna literally go ape shit on Blue and go for first 2 attacks with my normal arms. And these are not it. I think they're just normal straight rolls. 30.
30 hits.
12 points of bludgeoning.
Alrighty, and as you do that, it's going to take its reaction to rampage. And Tili is odds. Mandril's evens. Mandril, you're still on its back. It's going to take its claw against you at disadvantage because you're quite literally on its back, and it does not hit with a 13. And keep on going.
Okay, second attack. Only a 15.
Misses.
Okay, flurry of blows to use the astral arms to attack. The first one is 16.
Misses.
Last one is an 18.
Misses.
Okay. Well, that's just how the dice rolls. That's action and bonus action, and I want to stay on this thing. Can I do this? Can I sort of strafe around it and move closer to Tili right there?
Yes. So you're getting off its back?
Yeah,
All right.
that's my turn.
Tilly, you're up.
I'm gonna cure wounds myself because I need it. But 12. 33 back to myself.
Nice.
My 7th. 33. Heal. Bonus actions. I'm going to now that Mandrel's close enough, I'm going to give you a D12 Bardic Inspiration.
Ooh, okay, thank you.
Now that you're within range, I'll just be like, you're
And
doing great!
Doing great, sweaty.
And then she'll get up. She doesn't want to be here, but she'll get up. She can't afford to leave, so that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. And with that, Adrina, you're up.
Okay. Adrina is going to.
Get rid of that charge.
She's going to fly here. And again, she's going to go for blue with her long bow. Once I get there. Okay. That is going to be a 29.
That hits.
You know it?
And that is going to be 15 plus. Plus. A 34 of piercing damage.
You got it.
And I'm going to use Wails from the Grave. So that is going to go towards green.
Okay.
And he's going to take 2d6 of necrotic damage.
Nice.
Since, yes, directly after my sneak attack. Okay. That is 7 points of necrotic damage.
Alrighty. And just as that goes off and it has necrotic damage and it doesn't know where that's coming from, it's going to use this reaction to rampage, and the only person within range is Tilly. So it is going to take its claw and try to slash at whatever it thinks it's like attacking it for a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is 15 points of slashing damage as it just claws against your back as you just stood up.
Okay.
And Adrina, it's still your go.
Okay. I think. Let's see. Oh, I'm like 30 feet in the air. I moved 45 feet, I think. Oh, okay, so I can. Ooh. Okay, so. Then I have to get down. Dang it. Okay, she's going to take her second attack on a blue as well.
Okay.
Does a dirty 20 hit?
Just barely.
Oh.
Okay, that's going to be 7, 10 plus 14 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh.
This one will go straight through the back of his head since it's facing Mandril, I assume. And so Mandril will just see this arrow just kind of come through right in between on its forehead.
And as that happens, Mandril, you see those milky white eyes turn this dark chocolate brown as it falls over towards you. And it is gone. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Adrina?
Actually, oh, okay, hold on. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna move my last. Oh wait, no, I did 45. So I have what, 15 feet left? Did I do math correctly?
45. You have 55 movement, right? 10.
I have 60 flying.
60
So
flying.
I'm
Okay,
like-
yeah, you got 15.
Okay, so she's gonna fly as close as she can, which 5, 10, 15, which is right here. And that'll be it.
How many feet in the air are you?
30?
Okay. And it is now Green's go. Green is going to move right here and is going to take its bite against Mandril for a natural 20.
Cutting words.
Just barely.
Cutting wordsing it. All right, let's go.
Cutting words. With a 20?
So you cutting words it and took
For a
20
natural
off?
20? Is that how? Wait.
Cutting words, I think,
Yes.
is your bardic, and then you take that off of it. I think I could be wrong.
Wait.
I don't know that spell.
I thought it said a d20. I bet. Ooh, hang on. Cutting words. Yes, it's a bardic. I'm sorry. Yes.
No,
I don't know why I
fine.
rolled it. I've been rolling a d12, but I picked up a d20. I'm so excited. No.
No extra cutting this
That's
time.
why I was so
Turn it into
confused. It's like, wait, 20?
But hey, you rolled
Okay.
a natural 20.
But I got 10.
You got a 10, so I don't think an 18 hits.
No, that just misses.
Alrighty, so you do not get that bite, and it'll take its other 2 claws. One, I'm not joking, I rolled another natural 20.
I don't care.
Wait.
I mean, look, bring it on.
It's not a bite, though. It's not a bite.
It's not a bite.
I've already been bit once.
Mandril, you're not prone, so you only take the 2d8s plus 4. And that is going to be 10 plus 16 for 26 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then that next claw attack is going for Tili as it just starts clawing at whatever is in front of it
Wow, that's so cute.
for a 14 to hit.
Pizza pizza.
She is so cute. For 16 points of slashing damage.
I'm still up.
We're still up, and that is its turn. With that, Mandril, you are up.
Get him.
Okay. Now I'm mad. I'm going to do what I do best and just keep punching the hell out of this thing right in the snoot.
Go for
4 attacks, 2 with my normal arms first. Natural 20.
it. Nice.
So that one is, I take an 8 and then I add it to, not a great roll. 16 points of bludgeoning.
16, you got it.
Next attack with a normal arm is a 26 to hit.
Hits.
12 points of bludgeoning.
You got it.
Okay, first one with the astral arm. 27 to hit.
Hits.
Ooh, max damage, 14 points. And I'm going to go ahead and add the d8 to that one as well. Another 3, so that's 17 total on that hit.
Okay.
And last astral punch does a dirty 20 hit.
Just barely.
Another 10 points of bludgeoning.
You got it. Another 10 points, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. As you do that, it is still standing. Is there anything else to do on your turn?
No, that's action and bonus action. So, and I don't want to move. Well, I don't know if it makes a difference. I'm going to move over 5 feet to like directly opposite of Bat.
Alrighty. And with that, it is taking that damage is going to rampage. Odds are Tili, evens is Mandril. It rolled odd for with a 3. Gonna take its claw against Tili for a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
And that is 18 points.
She's down. I had 2.
As you all see, it just claw Tili and Tili goes down. And it is actually Tili's turn.
Oh.
Would roll me a death saving throw. And would you like to share a memory that Tili has?
The first session! Bruh!
Probably the night Mally was born. And in their little house, showing Hero his new baby sister. And just all sitting together, holding each other in the quiet of the evening.
What season baby is she?
She's a fall baby.
Oh, the baby.
And I'll text you what I rolled.
Okay. Alrighty. And with that, Adrina, you're up.
Okay, Adrina, she's going to come down from the air, and she is going to run over to Tili and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. And that is going to be 9 points of healing. So that is me action. And I don't have any cool bonus actions. So and then I'll move back to where I was because advantage maybe? Is it because we're like opposite each other?
Alrighty.
Oh, flanking?
Flanking, yes.
Yeah, if
That's
you're
what I
still,
meant,
are
flanking.
you still on the ground?
Yes, I'm still on the ground.
With you being on the ground, and it is now Green's turn, it whips around to you as now something else has flown into its line of sight, and it takes all of its attacks against you. First one is going to be a bite for a 17 to hit.
Ooh, just misses.
Just misses, and then it's going to take its 2 claw attacks against you. First one is an 18.
Meets it.
Meets it, and the next one is a 19.
Beats it.
So Adrina is going to take 10 points of slashing and 15, so 25 in total. As it just starts wailing on Adrina as Adrina has landed. And with that, that's Green's turn. Mandril, you are up.
Adrina has landed.
So I see Adrina landed, getting wailed on. I see Tili back on her feet, or
She's
back
there, just like,
away, yeah.
This hurts.
Like one middle finger sticking up. Okay, I'm gonna keep wailing on this thing. I just want to take it down.
Advantage since you are flanking.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay, so 2 normal arms first. Oh, man, both of those are terrible. 15 doesn't hit. Natural 20.
Nice.
Ayo. Take him down.
16 points of bludgeoning.
Got it.
Okay, then flurry of blows. That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That's 11. I'll add my extra 8 to that one, so 19 points of bludgeoning.
You got it.
And then final astral punch is a 25. It's another 7 points of bludgeoning.
Alrighty. And it's looking pretty hurt, but as always, it takes damage and it goes on a rampage.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm rolling a d6.
Can I look dead?
Can I look dead? Roll me performance.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, go for it. As Tili pretends to die.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alrighty. So all of you see Tili look to be fine. And now it's almost like Tili has drawn her last breath. As it now thinks that only the two of you. So odds are going to be Adrina, evens are Mandril. I rolled a 1. Adrina.
I would have been down again.
All right, that's a 14 to hit. That misses.
Yes.
All right, as it goes on that rampage, screaming and wailing, as it is now Tili's go.
My 1/8 level destructive wave. Let's wait. Is this bigger? Wait, is this bigger? Hang on. Shatter might be bigger. Shatter's bigger. Look at a Shatter right where he is.
Alrighty, and just
I
to
need a
double
con save
check,
from it.
with Shatter, do you hit anybody else?
It's
Or-
a 10-foot radius, so it's just him.
So radius is only half. You hit 20 feet in this.
Okay, can I aim it right?
Right there on my face, just like that.
Exactly. I want to. I want to aim it like right here. Boom, boom.
That would hit Adrina.
She's it. That what?
Yeah. So you get 2 blocks on each side of your like radius spells. So
Oh.
I learned that recently too. I like Moonbeam. I was like, oh yeah, it's just a 5 foot. And they're like, no, it's 5 foot on each side of that point. And I was like,
Okay.
oh,
So what about right here?
that
So what?
works.
Okay, we'll do that one.
Because yes, circle. You put it
Circles.
there.
Mm-hmm.
It would still hit Adrina.
Okay, one more.
One more over.
You can't get
See
it
Tilly,
there.
like mental
There you
math.
go.
There we go.
All right, and Shatter. We are doing a what save?
Con.
Con. Alrighty. Constitution's pretty high. It rolled a 13 plus 9 for a 22.
Well, we'll take half.
All right.
Wait. Yeah, we'll take half of my 98s.
Jeez.
I'm mad.
98 what?
All you need to do is 19 points.
7, 8. One more. I need one more. There was one more. Okay. $34.
34 divided by 2. What is 34 divided by 2? 17. As you do that 17 points, it is barely hanging on by a thread as you shatter. And do you want to explain what your shatter looks like?
It's kind of, you can't really see it. You could almost just see like sound waves. Like if you ever are looking like at a speaker and you kind of just like see it like jumping, you can almost see the air kind of vibrating as well. That's kind of what the shatter looks like.
Nice.
And I'm gonna healing word myself. So I'll do that as a bonus action.
Nice. And you see that this thing is bleeding from all over. It's barely hanging on. It's going to try to run. But Adrina gets to go.
Hee hee.
As it's trying,
So-
you can tell it's trying to book it. It's going to try to run.
Adrina is going to she's going to take out her rapier and she's going to attack green for a 24.
That hits.
24, and that is. Hello? D8. Oh. 14
How do you want to do
to
this?
hit. Oh.
And then also, I was going to say, and sneak attack. But don't.
Yeah, I'm going to go on my whole math
Yeah.
thing.
Math quest.
It only had 19 left. It had
Whoa.
2 HP.
Cool.
Oh.
How tall is it?
It is 12 feet tall.
She wouldn't be able to reach. I was going to try to slice its head off. Ooh. So she's gonna jump up as high as she can and take her rapier, and she stabs it as high as she can, and as she falls down, it drags as everything just spills open
Mm.
all over her feet.
So its entrails and its guts just fall out of that wound and onto the floor, the ground next to your feet, and it steams. And as it falls over, that milky white eye turns into an icy blue as it falls over.
Do we all see that? The eyes?
You saw the brown eyes.
Yeah, do I see the blue ones?
You're behind it.
Darn.
But Adrina would see that.
Yes. And you all are out of combat.
Whew.
I sit down.
I do too.
Where's
Sort
the
of
dragon? Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Do we see anything else around?
Give me a perception check. If you all are kind of like nervous and wondering if there's anything else that is dangerous.
Yeah.
It's still overcast?
It is still overcast.
22.
12.
17.
With those, you don't see anything of harm right now. It's gone quiet. All of the animals in this area aren't really making themselves known as these big monstrosities that you just fought kind of scared them away. With a 22, you do see off in the distance that dragon, but it's not near you.
I'm going to start searching the bodies, seeing if there's anything on them.
Roll me an
Adrina.
investigation.
Investigation. Ooh, I'm good at that. Okay. $24.
With a 24, you rummage across any of their tattered belongings that they might have had, and you go into one of the pockets and pull it out. Can Tili read?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You look at it. It's a class schedule. And it says Block 1, Transfiguration. Block 2, Evocation. And it continues on with their class list.
Does it have a name?
Avi.
Avi?
AHVI.
She'll look at the body. Kind of just like pat him a little bit. It's like, you can rest now, Avi.
Roll me a perception check.
Hand!
You don't say anything.
Cool. Love that.
Adrina will run over to Tili. Are you okay? Do you need anything? I have health potions.
I'm
She's going to reach into her bag and give you one of her.
I have my own from what they gave me. I hadn't even used them yet. Kind of forgot about my own. But asleep, honestly. What time of day is it?
It's starting to get like y'all had this fight starting at like 5 p.m. So fights go quickly. It's like 5:30, but
Okay.
the sun is getting lower.
Honestly, I just really want to sleep. So you keep that. I'll look at my bite.
You didn't get bit.
I didn't get bit. I thought I got a bit a second time. I rolled
you
another
did
D100.
get bit. Yep. So roll me perception or investigation with that.
Investigation for sure. Um, 31.
With a 31.
Look at mine too.
Okay.
You see the bite and you can see the teeth marks. And it's almost like with a 31, you see this like blackish ichor that gets pushed out. And you get the sense your body is rejecting whatever that bite was trying to put in. But with a 31 investigation, you get the sense it won't always be able to do that. And the more you get bit, the higher chances it will stay in there.
Okay. Take my canteen out and just like clean out the whatever ichor is in there and just like clean it, wrap it.
And you were able to do so.
Didn't you need me to look at yours?
Yeah, sure. I hold my hand out.
I could be the medic.
I think I was bit on the arm, on the hand, or something.
And then, is this going to be a medicine check, or is that investigation as well?
I'll let you choose, but you get to roll at advantage since you got to see your own first.
Okay. I won't say no to that. Jeez. Go 6 or 7, so we'll do the 7, and so it comes to 18.
With an 18, you don't see it as well as yours, but you can kind of see like something getting pushed out. You don't really know what it is. Maybe it's similar to yours, but you get the sense that you don't want to be exposed to this too often, and the more you are exposed to it, the more likely you are to catch it.
I just need like metal hands or like metal bodies.
Or bracers, gloves.
Yeah, that too.
Can I look at it myself? And can I determine, or try to determine, sort of the nature of it? And what I'm trying to determine is, does it appear to be a type of poison, or a disease, or a curse, or what does it look like, sort of the root of it?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me
What would I roll?
medicine.
Okay, are you sure it's not athletics? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's cocked. Oh, I didn't. Hey, 21.
21. You get the idea that this is like an infection.
Okay, above table. I don't know if this is okay in the world. I have something called purity of body, and I'm immune to disease and poison. Could I tell if it's something like that, or is it beyond that sort of understanding?
It's a little bit beyond the disease and the poison above table. And the reason I say that is your characters in the future know that this is man-made.
Right, yeah.
Well, I don't think we should move on with the state of Tili. I think maybe we make camp away from the bodies. But
I'm doing great.
I love your optimism, but I don't want you to die.
I also don't want that.
Me neither.
do care. Or were you saying that you don't want to die, or do
No,
you not?
Mandril says that he doesn't want anyone to
Well,
die.
she's asking like you don't want me to die.
I would prefer this stay a 3-person operation.
Okay.
Are you all making camp here?
Should we go up the cliff a ways, maybe?
Hmm.
Maybe a vantage point?
The high ground.
Sure.
Ignore my Star Wars and stuff.
I'll run and jump up the cliff and then look down.
I'm gonna dimension door up before.
How long does my flying last?
Use dimension door. Dimension door's used. Oops.
Ooh, an hour. Cool. So I can still fly?
1
Mhm.
hour.
Perfect. So then I will fly up there.
Alrighty, as y'all have a competition to see who could get up there first.
Oh,
You
really? It's competition? Okay.
you all are able to set up camp. Is there anything you would like to do during this night?
I just play music.
How long does it take to set up camp?
Hour or so? Maybe less. Y'all are really quick at it. Are you planning to roll something?
I did.
Suspicious.
Even though everyone looks pretty... Well, how does everyone look from the fight? I imagine Tili looks rough. How does Adrina
I
look?
look beautiful.
Sorry, you look exhausted and you're glistening.
She's doing okay. Actually, she's like half her hit points back. So, but she's very bloody.
Adrina's fine.
She's probably stitching up some of her clothes.
Mandrel's pretty bloody, but you see, like, throughout the evening as we're sitting at camp, it just sort of goes away. Like scars start to form instead of open cuts. Then you look confused. I have a ring on that heals me every 10 minutes. But for the narrative, I was making it look sort of like this auto-regenerative thing.
I love it. I was confused as to why this was happening.
It's like, why did
all
I
people,
heal
you should not be
and
confused.
not me? Okay. That's really cool.
It's only every 10 minutes, so it's not really good in battle.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
But you are able to heal. And you all are able to set up camp. You have music playing. You have contemplation and healing. What about Adrina?
I don't think Adrina is really doing too much. She might be standing towards the edge of the cliff, just kind of surveying everything. Just kind of taking it in and listening to the music at the same time. A wind blowing through her hair.
I need you all to roll me a perception check.
Sure.
I'm going to add my bardic inspiration to that.
It's gone after 10 minutes.
Oh, no. Okay, it's my own fault.
Sorry. I got
That's
a
my
natty
fault.
20 though, so 25.
26.
6.
Mandril is in a deep place of meditation. But both Tili, especially with a natural 20, and Adrina, the same place you all are heading, as you see a bright green and purple beam of light start to swirl around each other, and they go straight into the sky. And with a natural 20, Tili hears wails from that direction.
And that's different than the other bursts the night before?
This one is solid and it is straight up and down.
And it's not like going in and out.
It is straight and it is not flashing. And even though it's dark, it is bright enough to look like the first morning sun.
Multiple wailing voices or a singular wailing voice?
Multiple.
Oh. I don't think that's good.
I would have to agree. I wonder if maybe something happened with that rip. Couldn't contain it. We need to get there.
Okay. We sleep fast then.
Well, you take the time you need to heal and rest up.
Okay.
And I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Or 2, because I only sleep for 4 hours, right?
You're an elf.
I am an elf.
Harry.
You're an elf, Harry.
Mandril, did you have a question? I saw your fingers go up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if I hear the screams. Since they're talking about it, do I hear it now or am I still completely out?
Only Tili hears the wails. But since it's been pointed out, you can see that bright light beam of light just shooting straight up in the sky that has like everything is now a light, like it's morning.
Okay.
And it's staying up?
It is staying up.
Oof. Oof. Okay. I'll go to sleep. We can go figure that out.
I can take another watch after Adrina.
Good night.
Good night.
And you are able to fall asleep. Mandril, are you going to bed?
Yeah, I'll go to sleep first, then be ready for whenever my watch comes.
Alrighty, you're able to go to sleep. Adrina, roll me a perception check on your watch.
Ooh, fees. 13.
13. Your eyes are set on that beam of light off in the southeast where Ashen Ward is. And just all these thoughts cross your mind that you don't really focus on anything else. You've never, in all your travels, seen that.
Did we put the crystals up?
Y'all didn't say you
Fine.
did.
Yeet.
I didn't say it, y'all.
You said y'all set up camp, though. I'm assuming that includes...
Okay.
What kind of mask would we be if we forgot to do that?
True. Okay. Yeah, I guess I would just continue looking at that beam, wondering what could happen, trying to see if I can recall anything about like what Narvosc was doing, if Crow had ever said anything that would have stuck out.
Roll me a history check. DC's 22.
Ooh, I have a +0.
Ah.
That is a
Okay.
5.
No, you can't recall anything about what Narvosc used to do. You knew he was a teacher at S. Aurora.
Okay. And she will just continue her watch.
And nothing else eventful happens during your watch. Do you continue or do you wake Mandril?
Because I can go. We need what, 8 hours of watch, or
You
is it
need
6?
6 hours of watch.
Okay, so she did 4. Yeah, she'll do 4 hours of watches. So, because if we were splitting it up, it would be 2, 2, and 2. So then, yeah, it would just be Mandril for the last one.
Alrighty. And I'm assuming you go wake him up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Are we in danger?
No. Just that beam.
Has it changed?
It hasn't. It's solid.
Okay, get some rest and we'll head out soon.
All right.
And Adrina, you're able to fall asleep. Mandril, roll me a perception check.
By the way, Mandril slept in the mask and still has it on. Nine?
With a 9, you've never seen lights like this. You've never seen colors like this. But even with a 9, it's almost like you hear this and that beam drops. And that's where we're going to pick up next session.
It just disappears and goes dark everywhere.
It's like a big whooshing noise, almost like the whooshing noise of something getting sucked
Like
in.
it's sucked in, yeah.
And then it
Uh-huh.
drops and everything goes dark.
Well, mission accomplished. Let's go home.
All right, we did it.
Thank you so much for watching episode 1 of the Order of Narvosc miniseries. Our next episode will air on September 25th. Please make sure to check out our players' social media accounts. They are wonderful and they deserve your support. If you are interested in Order of Narvosc merch, please check the link in the description below to find the store. And lastly, if this is the kind of content you enjoy, please press that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. That way you get notified when episode 2 comes out. As always, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!